Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Gibson here. Hey, today we are going to be making the next page for our Animal ABC book. So can you guess what we're going to be doing for the letter D? Okay, let me show you an example. Oh, mine's mirrored. I don't know why. Okay, so take a look. There's my little dog. He's got short little legs. But you know what? Let me show you how to make your dog so that all of your dog fits on the page. Okay? So let's get started. You are going to need to go get your materials, and you are going to need the following things. You have some papers that look like this that were in your pickup packet. You'll need a glue stick, some scissors, some crayons, okay? Or if you want, you can use markers instead. Okay, now ask for somebody to take the staple out for you. Be careful. Now, before we get started, let me remind you that at any time you need to pause the video, you can do that if I'm going too fast, or you can pause your video to go get your materials right now. Okay? All right, so I like to lay out my pieces and just sort of take an inventory. That means just take a look and see what it is that I have. Okay, I have a big rectangle. I have a small rectangle. And I have two long skinny rectangles. And then I also have one tan rectangle. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with our big rectangle, and we want to make this into the dog's body. So you can see he's kind of a long oval shape. If you remember, Miss Spinola taught us this, that we can just simply snip off the corners, not too much, and do that for all four corners. Okay, well, he still has some sharp points, so let's go ahead and snip those off. Just little snips, just to kind of smooth it out a little bit. And you notice I keep turning my paper around while my scissors continue to point to the sky. Okay, all right, that looks pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, and now I want to go ahead and glue this down because I don't want to lose it. Remember what happened in my previous picture? I didn't have room for his ears to stay on the page. So I think if I was to scooch my dog back just a little bit, okay, just a little bit, not all the way to the edge, okay, I might have a little bit more room for my dog's ears. So I'm going to do edges all around, a little bit in the middle, and then press it down. Glue it down. Okay, so notice where I put my rectangle. Okay, it's not smack dab in the middle of my paper. It's closer to the bottom, and it's closer to one side. Okay, this is going to be where his tail is, but I want to leave a nice big space for his head. Let's do the head. Go ahead and pick your next size rectangle. Remember, you have two long skinny ones, and this is your small wide rectangle. Okay, and again, I'm going to make this into an oval, so let's cut off those corners, and then snip off those little edges, little points, so that it has more of a round appearance to it. And, okay. Oh, maybe that one too. Okay. It does not have to be perfect. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this. Take a look. I want my head to be attached to my body, but I don't want to put it like that because then I can't really see it. So just a little overlap and maybe up a little bit. Okay. So edges all around, a little in the middle, glue it down. Okay. And I kind of like his head sort of tilted to the side. Okay, so he's kind of going, hey, what's up? So there you go. Okay. All right. Now for the ears. Okay, so that's the tan rectangle. And because we want to have two long floppy ears, and I want them to be the same, I'm going to go ahead and fold my strip in half. Okay. Now we want to go ahead and round off the edges on this as well. So that means we're going to do the same thing while it is folded closed. So cut off the corners and then snip off the edges or the points. Okay. Boy, I got pieces flying all over the place. Okay. And this is what my ears came out looking like. Yeah, okay, I like them. Now, I want to glue his ears to the top of his head. So maybe one going down this way and one kind of flopping straight down like that. Maybe your ears are blowing in the wind as your dog is running, okay, through the tall grass. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down, but I really want my ears attached to my dog's head. That is for sure. Okay. And then go ahead and show you what I've done. Okay. Yeah. And I was able, just by moving my dog back a little bit, I was able to give him enough room to get his ears on the page. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do the tail. You are now left with two rectangles. Take the shorter one, because that's the one we're going to use, and we're going to use this for the tail. Okay? And the tail, super easy. All you have to do is make a point. Cut one corner off. Whoop. And then I flipped it over. There we go. That's better. And another corner. If you're not sure you like that tail, you can make it any way you like. Maybe you want a curvy tail. Okay, or maybe you don't want it to be quite so wide. So you can do whichever you like. And I'm going to make his tail sticking straight up. Well, almost straight up. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. All right, you ready for the hard part? Okay. We are going to get 4 legs and 4 feet out of this one rectangle. How are we going to do that? Well, let me show you. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to take this last rectangle and I'm going to fold it in half just so that I can see where the middle is. Okay, I'm going to open it up and right there where it's folded, I'm going to cut that in half. Cut right there on that line. Okay, now I have 2 small rectangles. Take one of your rectangles and fold it in half again. Open it, cut on the fold, Okay, and now I've got even smaller rectangles. Okay, but I need to do that to this one also. So go ahead and fold and open and I'm going to cut right there on that fold line. Okay, so now I've got 4 of these. Okay, 4 of these little rectangles. And each one is going to be a leg and a foot. Okay, you know what I think? I think I can cut from this side of my paper up to the top, right down the middle, as best as I can. Okay, so now I've got 2 skinny rectangles out of one of these. See, 2 of these, when they were right next to each other, made up one of these. My leg and my foot. Okay? So I have to do that for each one of these. Just cut right in the middle. Cut straight down the middle. And I do that for all 4 of those small rectangles. Okay. Now, don't lose your pieces. There's a lot of little pieces right here. So I want to make my legs, I want to make him look like he's maybe digging or walking, okay, or running. So, but you notice that his legs and feet look like an L. So I'm going to make, oh, also pay attention to where his legs are. Okay, nothing there in the middle. Okay, he's got his front legs and his hind legs or back legs back here. And 2 of them are flat on the ground. His feet are flat on the ground, and 2 of them look like they're walking. Okay, and let's see if I can. Still want to make those look like L's though, even though one is crooked. Okay, guess what? I'm almost done. Yes, he looks pretty good, but he needs a face. So I'm going to give him 2 black eyes, and I'm using a marker for this. You can use crayon or marker. So 2 eyes. Notice where they are. Okay, he's got a long snout. So I'm going to put his nosy poker down here, right down there on the end. Okay, and then I have some ideas. Well, let's see. First of all, I think I want to draw some grass. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add some grass. I'll show you my other example. Okay, notice what I did. I drew a hole because I wanted to make my dog look like he was going to drop a bone into a hole. Now you don't have to do this, okay? But I cut out of paper, just paper that I found around the house, okay, just a piece of scratch paper. I would never waste a whole big piece of paper just to cut something so small out, okay, because that's being wasteful, okay? And I cut a little bone out, okay? This is up to you. If you want your dog to have a bone, okay. So I want to make it look like he's going to drop that bone into the hole. Okay, so okay. And my sentence that I wrote at the top says, dogs like to dig. Dogs like to dig. Okay, and make sure that you write big D, little d in the corner. So we know that this is meant to be your D page. Okay, all right, my friends. I hope you had fun making your dog.